Assemble.
So I know it's coming. It's late at night when I'm filming this. I just got back from watching the very first iteration of Carnage on the big screen, and I am so excited. Was it everything I wanted it to be? No, there were pieces that I'm like, yeah, I wish it would have been played out a little differently. I did like the way they did a lot of things. So this is a reaction video. It's not a true breakdown. That's going to come a little bit later in the week. I wanted to get a quick reaction out while it's fresh in my mind. And I'm also going to do a post-credit scene breakdown. So that will come out very soon as well. But right now, just raw reaction and a review of it. So there will be some spoilers. They're going to come out. I'm a lot like Tom Holland in that way. But before I say anything else, check out these amazing hoodies. They're awesome. You can get them on Teespring. There's going to be a link in the description below to check them out. Thank you so much to those of you who have already picked yours up. Hoodies, t-shirts, stickers. It's absolutely amazing. Can't wait to see how all of that takes off. Now, I'm very, very excited because not only did we get to see Carnage on the big screen, but I do not believe that it's going to be the very last time we get to see Carnage on the big screen. For those of you who have seen it, I know what you're thinking. It's like the way it played out. It's not going to be that way. Don't get your hopes up. Maybe my hopes are up. Maybe they're not. But I don't think that Carnage is going to be a one-off character in the Sony universe. And the reason why is because we've seen stuff like that happen before. And honestly, there's times when we think something when it's not actually true. So I went to go see it with my brother-in-law, and both of us walked out of the theater going, that was an amazing movie. They did a really great job. The choreography was there. The fight scenes were great. The cinematography was there. The way that they dug into everything was great. The way that Woody Harrelson played Carnage was phenomenal. Even Shriek was played phenomenally. I was very proud of the way that they kind of did her right in this movie. There were pieces that I didn't like, though. One of them being the way that they kind of didn't give us a full story of why Cletus was truly so invested in Eddie at the very beginning. And I think they're kind of keeping their cards pretty close to the vest for a third movie. My hope is that it's going to be like a Maximum Carnage or an Absolute Carnage style. It could even be something like Carnage Born. That would be really cool. And all leading up to, as they said, and I know this is a big spoiler, something Hive-like. And that is very interesting that they used that word in particular. Now, am I upset about any of that? Not a chance. Because, yes, I'm not going to say this is a perfect movie. It wasn't. There were flaws. There's flaws with every movie. There's plot holes in every movie. I really didn't find any major glaring plot holes in my first watch. But everything kind of seemed to play out very nicely. It was very interesting, the dynamic between Eddie and Venom and kind of figuring themselves out. I loved the callback to when Venom said, we could be lethal protectors. I'm like, yes, thank the Lord they used that language in this. That's an amazing thing to say. That's absolutely awesome. I am just way excited about that, which means that later on, yes, they're going to be lethal, which we could get an R rating for a next Venom movie, but they're also leaning toward that side of, he is an anti-hero. He's not going to play the villain. And that was one of the things that my brother-in-law and I kind of went back and forth on. Because we talked about, I was like explaining to him like what's been going on with Venom in the comics, how he's more of a hero now, and he's not really even an anti-hero. He's kind of taken on that role of a true hero, with him and his son taking on the mantle of Venom together in Venom 200. And it's really awesome the way that they kind of played that role and allowed for something major to happen in this movie where they didn't really hold back on the symbiotic relationship between Venom and Eddie, and not only how it could break down, but how it could make them stronger. And I liked that Venom was not invincible in this. Like, it was blatantly clear that he needed people around him to survive and for this to all work out in their favor. And Venom used everything around him to defeat Carnage. And with all that being said, I don't want to get too far into this because this is just a reaction video. All in all, again, first watch, I'd give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. 75%. I know that that's a little bit lower than most fans are saying. It's about an 85% right now on Rotten Tomatoes for fans, but definitely higher than that 59 that a lot of critics were giving it. I'm a huge fan of Venom. We know this. So I went into it as critical as I possibly could, and knowing that there were going to be flaws with it. But I don't think we've seen the last of Carnage. I don't think for a fraction of a second that we've even seen a glimpse of Carnage's full ability. And I also don't think we've seen the last of Cletus Cassidy. We know the comics. We know what's gone on in the comics before with stuff that's happened very similar to the events that took place at the end of Carnage. Let There Be Carnage, Venom 2. So that's why I'm very hopeful. That's why I'm kind of getting my hopes up, because I want it to be more. I want there to be a Maximum Carnage movie. When Venom bit Cletus Cassidy's head off and ate Carnage, I looked at the movie screen. I looked at my brother-in-law. I'm like, what? What just happened here? So I know it's a huge spoiler. I told you there's going to be spoilers, so don't get mad at me. But honestly, that's all for now. 7.5 out of 10 is the most I can give this without knowing where it's going or anything like that. And I know that might change over the years and the days and weeks as I watch it more. It might go down or up. But for right now, 7.5 out of 10, solid. Easy 4 stars rating. But yeah, it was a good movie. Not a great movie. It was a good movie. It was exactly what it needed to be, in my opinion. It could have been a lot better, but it told the story it needed to tell. It could have told more story, but I don't think that if it would have told less story, there would have been nothing there. I think that it needed to be as actiony as possible, and they nailed that piece of it. Thank you for watching. As always, #Loungers Assemble. Check out the merch. Loungers Assemble merch is up on Teespring. Teespring.com/stores/The Comics Lounge. Again, that will be in the description below. Go get your merch now. Thank you for watching. Have an amazing day. As always, stay nerdy.